Today I'm going to show you how I made a card with some fun new products that are actually, whoa, not already, that are actually some things that are coming up for Stampin' Up. They're available to demonstrators to order right now. So you can also add that to your starter kit. So if you were thinking of becoming a demonstrator, now is a really excellent time because there's a promotion going on, which I'll tell you about in 1 second. And I'm all crazy crooked on the screen. I'm trying to get it straightened out. Hey, Bree, thanks for hopping in. So I'm going to show you it's some fun new products, beautiful new things coming from Stampin' Up! That will be available for customers to order beginning November 1st, but demonstrators can get them now. So if you aren't a demonstrator and are considering joining, like I said, you can add these to your starter kit, so it's pretty awesome. So this is the card we're going to be making today, and it's actually really, really super simple. But I thought the design turned out pretty. I love that this suite makes it, or I should call it a product collection. They're not calling it a suite. This product collection makes it super easy to make really pretty cards. So, hey, Karen and Pamela, thanks for joining. So in just a second, I'm going to come back to the suite, but I wanted to talk with you for a few minutes about the stuff that's all going on right now. So today, Barbara, thanks for joining. Today is the last day of my double reward points ordering bonus. So this is Friday, October 7th is the day we're at already. How in the world did it get to be October 7th? I don't know. But you will get double reward points from me for every order of $50 or greater. And I'm just doing that as a little celebration of World Card Making Day and stretch it out for a whole week. So normally you get 1 point for every order of $50, every increment of $50 that you order in an order. But right now you're going to get 2. And then when you collect 8 points, then you get a free $40 order of your choice from me. So it's my little customer reward program that I've got, and just a nice little bonus that hopefully y'all like. So, all right. Next up, which I am going to talk, I'll show you all this in just a second, but Fitting Florets is the name of the collection. This will be available. It's available right now for demonstrators to order it. Customers can order it beginning on November 1st. So I'm not going to go through all this because we're going to be going through the whole collection of things in just a second. But I told you briefly that Stampin' Up! Is doing a starter kit bonus, which is a really, really, really good deal. Hey, Marilyn, thanks for joining from Alabama. So it's a really good deal. Normally the starter kit is an awesome deal. Normally you get to pick $125 worth of merchandise, pay $99. It ships for free. You get a free paper pumpkin kit. You get some free business supplies. And then you get the demonstrator discount of at least 20% on all of your orders that you place as a demonstrator. But right now, Stampin' Up! Has actually thrown in a little extra. They're celebrating World Card Making Day apparently for the whole month, and they're letting you pick up to $155 worth of merchandise in your starter kit. You still just pay $99 plus tax, ships for free. So it's a really good deal. So you can actually get this whole suite of products or whole collection of products and still have like $57 or something left to spend on other things. So it's a great deal. No pressure to sell anything to anyone, no pressure to maintain anything. Just get the starter kit and get the discount for yourself. So let me know if you have questions on that. The details are posted on my blog, which is stampwithamyk.com. Again, just let me know if you have questions. I'm happy to chat with you more about it. Okay, so let's get back to the suite. This is, I keep calling it a suite because I'm used to that term. Collection is what they're calling this. So this is a little different. It's a paper, there's some embellishments, stamp sets, and a die set. Now, the stamp set, which is the framed florets, and the coordinating framed florets dies are actually going to be in the next mini catalog, which is the January to June 2023 mini. So this is an early release. But Stampin' Up! Has also created some products that coordinate with it. So they have the Framed and Festive stamp set, which is actually the one I used today, which has got obviously holiday and Christmas themed things in it, as well as a beautiful pack of Designer Series paper, which I'll be showing you in 1 second. So the Designer Series paper, and the gems, I almost forgot about those. So we've got the little, what are they called? Gold adhesive back swirls. So these actually are also part of the suite and are only available while supplies last through January 4th. All right. The frame florets and the dies are going to be carrying forward, so they'll be around for a while. And then the framed and Designer Series paper and the gems are only while supplies last through I almost said August, January 4th. So, hey, Connie, thanks for joining, and Julie as well. Okay, so framed florets stamp set is really pretty. I love the mixed font. I love the floral images, and I do love flowers. And I really got coordinated dies cut out all of your stamped images, as well as the larger ovals that are designed to cut out your sentiments. I don't know, hopefully it's not. Sorry, Karen, if it is, hopefully it's okay. I don't know, maybe I'll try to move myself and make sure I'm close up to the phone. Maybe that's the issue. Hopefully it's okay. Yikes. Okay. Let me know. I don't know if there's anything I can do to fix it other than leaning in. So, hey, Betty, thanks so much. Goodness. Well, I'm not sure if I can fix it. Hopefully it's better if I lean in. Let me know. So, and, okay. Is it better now that I'm leaned up, or are you still having trouble hearing me? Inside dimension of the fancy frames. Hang on a second, Ann, and we'll get to all that good stuff. So, it keeps shutting down and going to another YouTube. Huh. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. But so far, okay, I'll just try to keep my face right up by the phone. So hopefully that will fix it. Okay, so frame florets. As I said, this is the stamp set. Very, very pretty. Has the coordinating dies that go with it. Again, the open dies in here cut out the stamped images. And then we've got the ovals here. And they are large ovals. So this one, actually, it cuts out a frame as well as an inside piece. And then this one also cuts out, that's the one I used on my card. So it cuts out the frame as well as an inside piece. And then this one actually cuts out a frame of hearts, which is kind of cute. And I've cut the dies here, so I'll bring those over in 1 second so you can see how everything works. And then there's the framed and festive stamp set, which again, this is Christmas, obviously holiday related items. And again, only available while supplies last through the 4th of January. So, all right, so it's a great stamp set. And again, this is a stamp set that I actually used for the sentiment on my card today. This one I used for the floral images. So I did a little mixing and matching. All right, let me grab the die cut pieces that I did here so you can kind of see them ahead of time. So this die, these two pieces, I should say, were cut with this die. All right, the oval on this one, the inside oval measures about 3.5 by about 2 3/4. Again, that's a rough estimate, not precisely down to the but 3.5 by about 2 3/4. This larger one measures about just a hair over 4.5 and a little bit in close to 3 3/4. So about 4.5 by 3/4. Hey, Carol. Good. I'm glad it's better. I'm glad you can hear everybody. Thanks so much for letting me know. The smaller of the little oval dies, there's just about 3 inches by 2 1/4. So that's the inside dimension. And then the frame for that measures about, it's a little bit over 3.5 by about 2 3/4. So hopefully that makes sense. And then this die actually, sorry for the hacked up piece of paper here. I wanted to show you how it all worked. This die, the one with the hearts on it, actually just cuts out a little oval of hearts. And then you can do some layering if you want to. This one is the larger die, so the one that looks, I don't know, almost like a cameo on it. So the inside piece of that, you can layer those one on top of the other. Hopefully you can see that in the screen. You can also layer this kind of framed look inside here as well. That one fits really nicely inside it. And if you wanted, you could put this piece inside there as well. So there's a lot of really good and really pretty layering options that you can do with this die set. So that was why I just wanted to show you how all the dies worked because it's not, sometimes it's a little hard to tell when you're just looking at the dies. So, all right. Then again, there are some dies. These dies actually just cut little freestanding branches and leaves, whatever. And then all the open dies actually will cut. It's a beautiful die set. And then you come to the designer paper. And I kind of, yeah, good. So this is called Leafing Florets 12 by 12 designer. The colors are Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Evening Evergreen, Pink, and Soft Succulent. Those are the colors in it. The ovals are beautiful, and I love the layering on them. So, all right, so we've got this, and I can see, goodness, I hope the video clears up. I'm not sure what is going on, whether we have too many people live streaming in our house right now, because my husband is on a meeting, but eek, hopefully the video gets a little bit better here. So this is a really pretty floral. I'm sorry that the volume, I don't know for sure what's happening. I don't know why the video is acting so strangely. So I'm hoping that it will clear up as we keep going. So, all right. And then we've got gingham on the back, and this is Evening Evergreen. Then we've got some blue, kind of almost look like holly berries, but not quite Christmas colors. So it's shades of blue. And what was the pink in there? Polished pink for the dots. Getting static now too. Hey, I don't sneaking a peek while you're doing okay. I won't tell anybody, Daryl. So it's pretty. All right, so the back's got the little pluses on it. So that's kind of pretty. We have some floral paper here. Again, just all of the colors pretty much are in this one. And the back side, it's got some kind of little dashes with, this is Evening Evergreen and the Balmy Blue on the back of it. And then we've got some flowers, very pretty. Hang on a second. And then we've got the back, which is, I guess I have it upside down. So it's got some kind of greenery images on it. And then we have this one, which is the one I used on my card today. So this one is kind of looks like, again, berries, holly berries to me. Obviously, those aren't holly leaves, but they kind of have that holly berry look to them. And then the back side, we've got flowers and little pretty leaves. So better, okay, still the same static sound. I don't know what to do to fix it. I mean, I could try restarting, but then y'all would have to come back. I'm just hoping that it will get better. So, all right, and then there's this piece, which has got the pretty florals in it. And again, one of the dies, hang on one second, let me grab the die set back again. This die in particular does cut out some of the images in this designer paper. So this one, the little double florals, this one, the pinks, the little pink double florals, all of those. So if you wanted to cut some of the designer paper, then you're good to go with that. So, all right. So we've got the pretty paper. The back side of this one it's just got some greenery. Well, it's bluery, I guess, since it's balmy blue and white, but just has some kind of greenery images on it. So, all right. So that is the Designer Series paper pack. It's actually a suite of products, or a collection of products, I should say. It's actually named Framed Florets for the stamp set bundle. So that's the stamp set that goes with the dies, and these will be in the next catalog. Framed and Festive is the, goes out and back, and it will stop. Well, if you go out and back, it'll stop. Okay, hopefully that'll work. I don't know for sure. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. Why we're having all these issues, but I can see on my computer it's not look good. On my phone it looks okay. I'm not sure what's going on. So, all right, I'll just keep going, and hopefully you'll be able to see and hear what I'm doing. And if not, I guess, I don't know, we'll have to try to re-record or something. But okay, so we've got Framed and Festive for the Christmas, and then we got Framed Florets for kind of general use. So, all right. Let me scoot that all out of the way, and let's get going on some Stampin'. And like I said, hopefully the torture will be over and you won't have to listen to the static and the whatever. So stop for me when I close the live chat. So maybe it's a YouTube issue and not necessarily something that I'm doing wrong. I don't know for sure what's going on, but thanks, Jean. So you can try that. If the static is still causing trouble, then close the live chat, Jean said, and that worked for her. So, all right. So I've got hey, Mary, thanks for joining. I have got a card base that is Evening Evergreen. I prefer the top fold cards, so obviously, open and close from the top. If you prefer the side fold cards, this one will work just fine as a side fold card as well. So if it is a top fold, this is cut to 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And then if you want to just use your standard issue card base, which is your 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored at 4 1/4, you can definitely do that. So again, all the pieces will fit and mix and match. No problem there. Again, Evening Evergreen for my card base. And I closed and came back and it wasn't doing it. Okay, so it's working for Connie too. I don't know for sure what's going on. Like I said, I think it might be a YouTube issue. So it's happening with other lives, so it's not just me. Okay, phew. I started to panic for a minute. I'm like, what's different? So, all right. So I've got a piece of soft succulent cardstock that I have cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and we're just going to use a little Stampin' Seal to put that onto the card front. I know YouTube did some sort of an update recently, so I don't know if they have something messed up now, and maybe that's what the issue is. So who knows? Goodness, technology, we either love it or not. So, hey, Deborah, thanks for joining today. All right, so got that adhered to the card front. Then I've got a piece of the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper that I've cut to 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And again, all the measurements and all of this will be on my blog tomorrow, so no need to worry about keeping track of the 5/8 and the 7/8 and the whatever. So I'll have all that in a printable PDF tutorial out on my blog tomorrow, and I will link it up in the description of the video so you can come back and find it. And then I've got brushed metallic cardstock, and this is the lighter of the two gold shades. I know there's probably some term for it, but it's the lightest one of the 3 papers in that pack. And this is cut to, actually, whoop, I almost did that all sorts of wrong. Whew. Okay, so this is cut to 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm glad that I stopped myself. I got that all full of adhesive and realized that I need to cut the center out of this so that I've got my oval die. So to conserve a little bit, because I know it drives some of you crazy when I don't do this, to conserve a little bit, I'm actually going to cut the oval frame out of the center of this, and then we'll stick the Designer Series paper on it, and nobody will know that the oval is gone. So, all right, so hold on one second. I'm going to be off screen. All right. There we go. So again, this is our ovals that we got, one of the ovals in the die set. And I'm going to pop out the center of it, and I can definitely use this for another project somewhere else along the line. So I'll go put it back with my brushed metallic paper. So I've got that die cut, and then I just set it down right on top of the adhesive because I got busy yapping and not paying attention. All right, so we've got the center cut out of here, and now I'm going to adhere these two pieces together to cover up the fact that I've got the center chopped out of it. Ta-da, nobody will know that it's there. So that's one little trick to conserve, especially on those metallic cardstocks, because I know that they aren't very big packs, and I seem to go through a pile of them when I start using it, particularly around the holidays. I go through lots and lots of the brushed metallic, the regular metallics cardstocks. All right, sticking it on with some Stampin' dimensionals. So these are my half dimensionals. I do chop mine in half with the scissors. I just cut right down the middle of the row. And we will stick it here on the card front. Let me scooch this up just a hair. And hopefully we'll get it on here straight. All right. So a little extra layering on this one. I thought for the holidays, for Christmas, I thought it'd be good to layer it up just a little bit more. All right, let me set that aside, and I'm going to grab my piece of basic white cardstock. This is just, I don't know, kind of an oversized, I don't want to call it a scrap because it's not really a scrap at all, but an oversized piece of cardstock. I'm just testing to make sure that if I turn it this way that I'm going to have plenty of room to stamp my sentiment on here, which I am. And I've got the sentiment from the Framed and Festive stamp set. And I did use my embossing buddy and kind of rubbed it over the cardstock just to hope that I didn't get any fingerprints on it. For whatever reason, some of the metallics, well, I don't know, some embossing powders seem to stick a little bit more, and my gold seems to stick to everything, whether I want it to or not. So, all right, so I'm going to stamp the sentiment here in Versamark ink, and then I'm going to grab my gold embossing powder. I'm going to close this up so that hopefully I don't make too much of a mess. Grab my gold embossing powder and sprinkle it over the sentiment. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to grab my heat tool, set that aside here, far away, so hopefully I don't spray it everywhere. The Stampin' Up! Heat tool has 2 settings on it. Level 1 setting is for drying inks, so if you have watercoloring or something like that, that's a little bit of a, want it to dry a little faster, you can use the level 1 setting. And then there's the level 2 setting, that is the heat embossing setting. It'll get a little bit hotter, but it does take just a second for it to warm up. So you got to listen to the racket and listen to me yet for a little while as it's heating up. So hopefully we got it warm enough that it'll start to heat emboss here. Maybe. Come on. There we go. It's starting to go. So when it turns shiny and smooth, you will want to stop the heat embossing on it. Well, obviously don't turn it off in the middle of it, but just keep moving your heat tool around so that you don't end up accidentally burning your embossing powder, because it turns kind of brown and not quite as pretty as it could be if you burn it. All right. Give that just a second to cool down. And then I'm going to grab that very same die that I used to cut my brushed metallic cardstock. And I'm going to put it right around the sentiment, and we're going to cut this out again. Hang on, I'll be right back. And there again, I've got the frame that I can keep and use on something else if I want to or not. So, all right, then I've got my sentiment here, die cut, ready to go. I'm going to grab some Stampin' dimensionals and we will stick them all over the back of this little die cut here. Oh, throwing things around. And then we'll just put this in the center of the card base. All right. I'll hopefully get it somewhat straight, somewhat centered. That's kind of the main thing. All right. Then I'm going to grab the frame that I cut out of the center of the cardstock here. So this is the brushed metallic frame. And I'm going to grab my little half Stampin' dimensionals. And when I made my initial card, these seem to fit on here about perfectly. If you prefer to use your mini dimensionals, they will also fit on here. But I loved that the half ones did. I don't know. Like I said, I have a thing with half Stampin' dimensionals. And I do know that people either think they're the best thing ever or they think they're not at all the best thing ever. So you can decide whatever you prefer. So, oh, it's nice and clear on the computer. Good, good. Okay, I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't know. I'm guessing YouTube is having some issues today because I know I haven't changed anything about the way I'm going live. I'm just not sure why there's so much issue with static and bad picture and whatever. Goodness. So, and when I look at it on my phone, it's nice and clear, but then my computer is not. So I don't know. So, all right. So I'm going to take that frame and I'm just going to fit it right around the sentiment, and they should fit nicely back together if I haven't messed anything up here and stuck it on all kinds of crazy. And then we'll just take that and stick it right around the edge of it. So we got nice framing around it. If you don't want to, add the additional pieces on that I'm going to. You can certainly just do this, put a couple little embellishments on it, and the card will be done. I did do a little bit of die cutting ahead of time, so this is one of the pieces that we're going to add on. And I cut it from soft succulent cardstock, and this is the framed florets dies, and this is the die that I used to cut this out. So just a quick run through the die cutting machine for that one. I'm going to grab a little glue dot. The stamp set is available for customers beginning on the 1st of November. So it's beautiful. You want it? Yep, it's a whole collection of products. So the details will be on my blog tomorrow, along with the information about this card. So you'll be able to find the little printable PDF and all that stuff with all the details for this collection of products tomorrow as well. All right, I'm going to set this aside and we're going to do a little bit more stamping, and it's going to be heat embossing again, so it's going to be loud and you'll have to listen to the heat tool running again. So got Versamark ink here, and then this is the little branch image from the framed floret stamp set. So I kind of mixed and matched both of the sets here. And I'm going to stamp there's a smaller flower. Hopefully I'm not going to stamp it over the top of anything here. And then a larger flower, same thing. Just going to ink it up and stamp it here. And hopefully I got good images on all of those. It's so hard to tell with Versamark on white cardstock, but we'll figure it out once I get the embossing powder sprinkled on it. So again, using gold embossing powder. This is from the Metallics embossing powders pack. So there are 3 embossing powders in the pack. They're gold, silver, and copper. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to grab the heat tool and we're going to do a little heat embossing. So, all right. So again, just giving it a second to hopefully warm up a little bit. So. And it's a beautiful day in New Jersey. It's almost 80 degrees today, but tomorrow we're going to be in the 50s. So I guess fall, it is fall, so I can't complain. Like I said, I prefer the 50s to the 90s, so it's all good for me. So, all right, just running this heat tool, heating this up a second until it gets smooth and shiny. And then we'll come over here, do the same thing on the larger branch image. Almost done. All right. There we go. Stamps are all nice and precise. It's a pretty stamp set and really easy to use. Like I said, it's just a couple little die cuts, a little bit of stamping, and you're good to go. So, all right, so I'm going to grab the coordinating dies here. So I've got this one that matches the little leafy image, and I have this one that matches the larger flower. and then this one that matches the littler flower. And these are fairly easy to line up because they're fairly distinctive as far as the flowers go, so pretty easy to do. 54 in Southwest Minnesota, that's coming for us, Mary, so yes, I know, yeek. So beautiful in Maryland. It is nice to see the sun. We've had so much rain the last couple days. All right, let me die cut these. All right, of course, get them all set and then pick it up and then they all go crazy. So one last one here. Hopefully I can get them all cut with one swing. Maybe, come on. There we go. All right, let's get the dies and the flowers back over here. And then the next thing that I did was grabbed my soft succulent Stampin' Blends marker. And I use Stampin' Blends, Stampin' Right marker. I was thinking Stampin' Blends because I was not using those on this. So this is just the standard issue Stampin' Right marker that comes in the 5-pack of the 2021 to 2023 in colors. So it's just the regular old marker, not the blends. I know that I have seen people use blends with embossed images before, but sometimes depending on how heavily you color them, it actually can the blends can kind of react a little bit with the embossed image, so you have to be kind of quick and I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it. It almost like remelts the embossing powder, so you can sometimes end up with a little bit of a mess. So usually if I'm coloring something that's been heat embossed, I generally try to grab my Stampin' Right markers. So it is a new set, Emma. Hang on, wait till the end, and I'll show it to you again really quickly. So, all right. But yes, this is one that's available for demonstrators to order now and customers to order beginning on November 1st. So I don't know if you saw that I took my embossed image because I'm sure that I colored over it a little bit over the embossed lines, and those will stay wet for a minute. Just flipped it upside down and kind of pressed it down on my cardstock or on my scrap paper to take some of the ink off the emboss. So hopefully I won't smudge it as I'm sticking things together here. I'm going to grab some Stampin' Dimensionals and stick them to the Stampin' Dimensional. I'm saying all kinds of words wrong. Grabbing some mini glue dots is what I'm trying to say. And then I'm just going to layer these one over the top of the other down here. And then I'm going to grab my bigger flower and take, again, a glue dot for that. And stick it on, I don't know, kind of twist it around a little bit until I think it fits in the right spot. And stick it down, and then grab my littler flower and do the same thing with that one. And we're almost done with the card front. And then I'll take that one and stick it right over the top. So kind of making a nice little arch under the frame. Then I have got and I'm going to forget the name of them again, gold adhesive backed swirls. And we're going to stick a couple of those around the card front. And then we'll be done with the outside of the card and just have to do a little stamping on the inside, and we're done for the day. So, whoop, let me flip that one right. Ooh. It flipped itself over. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's it for the card front. Just a little bit of embossing, a little bit of gold, and a tiny little bit of coloring, and it's all done. So very, very pretty. I love this new set. So, whoop. All right, hang on. I think I've got a gem on the loose here. Stick. There we go. All right, I think it's staying this time. So, okay. On the inside of the card, I have got a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is one of the sentiments from the framed and festive stamp set. And then I've got Sahara Sand ink, and just going to ink it up and stamp it hopefully straight. If not, we'll flip it over. Probably could do it a little better. We'll give it a try. We'll see which one looks worse. Sometimes I do it worse the second time around. So. All right, let's try that. All right, I don't know. I'm not sure one is better than the other. So this one says, from our home to yours, and then there's a little Merry Christmas sentiment. So this is the most difficult part, is trying to get this one stamped, centered, and straight underneath it. I think I did all right. So, so all right, there we go. We got that all done. I'm going to grab, this is a little piece of the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper that I had trimmed away from the card front, and just going to use a little bit of Stampin' Seal. The little strip that I'm adding is about a 1/2 inch wide, but you can go larger or smaller if you want to. I usually tend not to go too much under a 1/2 inch just because it gets harder to stick on when it's really, really skinny. And then I'm just going to snip off the edge here, make it even, then stick it to the inside of the card base, and we'll be all done with the card for today. And I'll grab the stamp set again so that you can see it really quickly. The new bundle and extra stamp set and all the goodies that go with it. So if you missed it at the beginning, you're welcome to hang out and check it out. And if you already saw it, then you can, head on out because we're done with the stamping for today. So just going to grab my bone folder and do a quick crease over the card front. And that's it. So here's my card that I made as the sample. Here's the card we made today. It's a beautiful stamp set bundle. Like I said, if you don't have it yet, if you're not a demonstrator yet, you can join and get this bundle early. You can get it right now, or you can get it as a customer beginning on November 1st. So like I said, I love it. I love it. Love, love, love it. So let me show you really quickly. Again, if you've already seen this, you're welcome to head on out. I'll plan to be back here live around 2 o'clock Eastern time on my Facebook page next week, Tuesday, and then 2 o'clock Eastern time here out on YouTube again. And hopefully the video will be better next week. Hopefully YouTube will get whatever updated so they can stop all the craziness. So, all right. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining. So if you have any, I'm going to run through this real quickly, and then I'll let y'all go. So, first is the stamp set bundle. So this is the stamp set. Lots of pretty sentiments, beautiful images. There's a coordinating set of dies called framed florets as well. The open dies in here cut out the stamped images, and then the ovals will cut out around the sentiments. So very, very pretty, nice for layering, super pretty. And then Stampin' Up! Has some things that, so this bundle actually is going to carry forward into the next January to June 2023 mini catalog. So this one will be around for a bit. And then they have added in a framed and festive stamp set. So this one is obviously Christmas related. And this one is available while supplies last through January 4th. So it's a great stamp set. Again, that's the one I used for the sentiment on my card. And it also works perfectly. The sentiments all fit inside the nice oval die cuts that they've got here. And there are some gems. So these are the gold adhesive back swirls that I used on my card as well. So these are part of that same collection. And then there's some beautiful designer series paper that I have just tossed, hopefully not too far out of my reach, maybe. Some beautiful designer series paper called Fitting Florets. And it's 12 by 12 paper. Very pretty floral images, gingham, more florally images, more kind of neutral images on the back. More flowers, and some neutral on the back, on this one, and then just kind of greenery images back of this. And this is the one I used on my card today, which has got the kind of almost holly berry look to it. And then some pretty florals on the back of that. And then there's this piece, which has got the florals, and the back is also kind of greenery images. And then one other little bonus on this particular piece of designer series paper, there is a die from the die set that actually cuts some of the images, not all of them. So it will cut the double flowers. You're able to cut with the dies, with the Fitting Florets dies. So it is a great collection of products. Again, it's available for demonstrators to order right now. Customers can get it beginning November 1st. So again, if you're not a demonstrator yet, join, and you can actually add these items to your starter kit, which is a great deal. Stampin' Up! Also has a great starter kit deal going on, so let me know if you have questions on that. Any questions about the product? Again, I'll be posting the details and a link to my blog post in the description of the video on tomorrow as soon as it goes live around 8 o'clock Eastern time. So, all right, thank you all for joining. I will stop yakking now and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you all next week.